Hey guys, Carolyn Banner here from Body by Banner. I'm coming at you to talk about how to rock your results with perfectly imperfect workouts. And what that means, we'll be going over. I'm going to give you plenty of examples, including like just even doing this Facebook Live. It's a whole lifestyle, actually. I feel like the perfectly imperfect lifestyle. And it really comes down to just being okay with like putting yourself out there, doing what you can, and being fearless, and then the results will come, like trusting in the process. So, like I was like scrambling to get on here because my son usually goes down for his nap like around 1. But we were a little bit delayed, and then he had a complete meltdown right before he was supposed to go for his nap. And so it was just like, why now? Why now? I want to get ready. I want to prepare. So I'm sorry a few minutes late. It's just how it is around here, perfectly imperfect in the Banner household. So let's talk about workouts and like how you can still get results with being imperfect, because that just seems like complete oxymoron, right? We have to be like absolutely perfect, doing full workouts, pushing ourselves to the max like every single time we work out. And I know that can be tempting to fall into that trap of thinking that we have to really push ourselves to our absolute limit every single time. And I know that I felt that was what I needed to be doing for many years, and always felt overwhelmed, always felt like I wasn't living up to my potential, and that I was constantly letting myself down, or programs or plans that I had been trying to do, or programs that I was following. And it just was really, really hard to keep a positive attitude when you have that mindset of feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you're not doing enough, feeling like you just can never get ahead. So I really had to make a switch in the last 2 years, and I think becoming a mom really propelled that and put me into the hot seat, really got me uncomfortable with a lot of areas in my life that were feeling so completely imperfect, so completely like in just in a mess, like just trying to get by, just trying to survive, just trying to get a shower, or trying to get like a walk in every day. And those experiences of becoming a mom and just being forced to not even be able to get perfect, which is completely an illusion, really made me start to get uncomfortable. In these uncomfortable situations propelled me into massive growth. And I just want to encourage you to be open to those imperfect, uncomfortable moments, because they're going to not only give you results with your workouts, because you're going to be consistent, you're going to be keeping momentum, but you're going to get results in your life, and you're going to feel your mindset totally shift into more of a positive realm, which is going to just continue to snowball your results. And that's really where the magic happens. So it takes a little bit of hard work and a little bit of willingness to be uncomfortable, and to really put yourself in those situations that don't feel naturally that great for us. So specifically, like, I want to talk about, like, just break down what an imperfect workout is. What does that mean, a perfectly imperfect workout to me? And give you an example even just from today. I posted a quick video on Facebook and on Instagram about an hour ago or so of Oli and me at the park. And for me today, that is my perfectly imperfect workout. And what it was basically, today I woke up, I would just have so many things on my to-do list, so many things come up. I had some tech issues thrown in there, so I lost like 2 hours like contacting Apple, trying to get iMovie going again so that I could get workouts up for the challenge, and completely like trying not to freak out, trying to stay calm, but essentially lost 2 hours of my work time out of 3 basically that my son's at preschool. And I already knew going into the day that it was going to be pretty crazy. So I kind of wasn't sure where I was going to squeeze in a workout. So I automatically knew in my mind, even though it's kind of crappy weather today, it's cold, it's windy, I'm like, I'm going to make sure I walk him to and from, to drop him off at preschool and then to pick him up. So it's 15 minutes there, 15 minutes to walk back, and then 15 minutes to go pick him up, 15 minutes to walk back. So an hour of walking, I'm like, okay, cool, I got that down. It's going to help lower my stress hormones, my cortisol a little bit by just getting outside, moving, getting some activity in, but nothing too hardcore that might activate more stress for me. And I got to listen to some awesome podcasts, which were really inspiring. So that was sort of like my base where I'm like, okay, this is a crazy day. This is how I'm going to make at least some movement happen and feel a little bit productive of like listening to podcasts, getting some inspiration, maybe making some phone calls. And then on the way home from school, he always wants to go to the park. And I'm always like, I got a shitload to do, kid. Like, I know I love the park too, but like this week is really busy for me. So it was sort of like in my mind, I'm like, I really don't have time to go to the park. But at the same time, it's like, he will be so much happier. I will be so much happier if I get some movement outside. So I was like, all right, we're going to add some strength movement into the park time. And it's not pretty, it's nothing fancy, it's just like 5 to 10 reps of different movements. And I just did as many as I could while in between engaging with him and playing with him. And until it got too cold and we had to go home to go to the potty anyway. So I just snuck in what I could. And I had to be okay with that was what it was going to be. And it's a mindset. And I could have viewed that as something where what am I not able to do and be really negative about it and feeling overwhelmed and totally weak by feeling what I can't do. So that's the negative side. And then there's the choice. We could see the opposite side of it and we can feel really empowered and really excited about what we can do, the possibility, right? So stepping into power and possibility instead of negative and just like what you can't do. So always that choice between negative and positive. And with the positive, you bring power and you bring possibility into your life. So I just encourage you, this like every little bit counts is exciting. It's instead of viewing it as like failure or that I'm only doing 5 minutes. Okay, that's one way to phrase it. Yeah, okay, you only did 5 minutes of exercise. Or, hey, I did 5 minutes of exercise. I did that and felt awesome instead of blah, 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 whatever negative story you're telling yourself. I felt awesome. I felt empowered. I felt ready to take on my day. I felt like energized and the possibilities that came from that versus the fact of like, oh, I couldn't do more. So it's like, you can change it, right? So it's like, I got to, or I can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever maybe an imperfect workout looks like to you, and I'll go over some more examples of that, is that mindset shift of possibility and positivity that creates a cascade in our life. Or there's always that option too to go into the negative realm and say like, I can't do the full workout, or I can't do X, Y, and Z, so I'm just going to give up. Why not? Why does it matter? It's not worth it to do just a 5, 10, 15 minute short intense workout if I can't really do my full hour that I'm used to doing. So it's a mindset shift. All right. So I encourage you to really see like that idea of, I say it a lot, like every little bit counts, and it really does, but it always comes down to also the mindset. So there's like every little bit counts and how you view that. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. And then the sense of momentum and keeping things going. I talked the other day about, the most effective exercise comes down to the exercise that is something that you're going to do with consistency and that it's something that you love. So those are the two things. Is like, if you can be consistent with it, that's almost right there. It's better than exercise that you're not going to be consistent with, because you really have to see results. You have to keep putting in the effort over time. And the other thing was that you have to really love the exercise that you choose to do for a couple of reasons, because it kind of keeps you in that positive mindset. It keeps you coming back to it. It's like a magnet that just draws you back into it. And that ties in, it feeds right into that consistency element. So it's being consistent and loving what you're doing. And those little things are really effective because that means you're going to be in it for the long game. Instead of these short, quick fixes that are all or nothing, it means you're going to be in it for the long game and really committed to this mindset of every little bit counts, and that something is always better than nothing, because you know that it's going to keep your momentum going and it's going to keep feeding into positive development, positive growth in your life, both physically in your body. You're going to start building and getting stronger and more fit and able to do more exercise, and it's going to feed over into your personal life and your relationships and just your view on life. I want to make sure I kept my notes here. Sorry, I kind of rushed to get started because I was so delayed with Oli's little meltdown that I want to just check my notes here. Oh, another thing I really want to focus in on. I wrote this in my newsletter that went out this morning, and just what I had taken away from this last mastermind weekend that I was at in LA that you might have seen some posts about. And I got to really actually just sit and talk with some of these people that have been like big names for me personally, not maybe for people that other people might not know about them, but that have been super inspiring, especially Lori Harder and Lewis Howes. And just getting to like, literally like with Lori, we were standing and talking and having a drink for like 40 minutes with some other women and just having like a chit chat and getting to hear more about her story and more about her, what inspires her. And what kept coming up over and over and over again were these elements of, like I was saying, you know, like being willing to be uncomfortable, like putting ourselves in uncomfortable positions. And it's uncomfortable to say 5 minutes is okay because we're so ingrained in our minds of like having to do more all the time. So that's a really uncomfortable like mindset to have at the beginning because it feels really like you're selling yourself short. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that it's super easy to shift. It takes time. So I just want to encourage you to just get a little bit comfortable with getting uncomfortable and continue to realize that you need to keep kind of honing the skill, and then it takes a little bit of time for it to feel a little bit more natural. But it will feel uncomfortable at first to shift from this mindset of like, I have to work out for 30, 45, 60 minutes to feeling okay with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And it's going to feel really uncomfortable at first. So that was one thing they said, was just like being really willing and keep like putting yourself in uncomfortable positions is going to totally speed up growth in your life. So that that was a huge thing for them, was just like being okay with getting uncomfortable and intentionally seeking out those instances, because that's when you know that you're in that sweet spot of massive growth about to happen. Another thing they said was that really struck home with me and has been a kind of a theme coming up throughout many other the inputs of my life is gratitude, and just being grateful. And again, it's that positive view of those 5, 10, 15, whatever minutes you have to exercise, to view those with gratitude rather than the negative of like, it's just this, or it's not enough, or it's never good enough. So having that mindset of gratitude is not only positive, but it's like an amazing, like you still showed up, you committed to yourself, and that you're going to feel so much better. So just being grateful for any chance we get to move our bodies, because some people can't, is a huge element of just gratitude. Is a mindset that sets the tone for our lives, and it keeps us in that positive space, which opens up possibility, versus the negative space, which just shuts down, keeps us small, keeps us not getting results. And then another thing I think that's really important of kind of the concept of the perfectly imperfect workout is this need to really get back to your vision. What is your goal? What's your big why? What is it that is really propelling you to do it in the first place? Because if it's just to get in a perfect workout, if that's your motivation, then of course it's going to be hard to be okay with having an imperfect workout and still keep that momentum going. But if your motivation is to feel your best, if your motivation is to show up as your best to your partner, to your family, to your children, to yourself, and you want to really feel your best in your body, then you're going to be happy with those imperfect workouts, because there's still an opportunity to move and open up and feel your best. So it's just getting really clear on what your vision and your kind of mission statement for your life is and for your workouts. If they're just in your mind to be perfect, and that kind of the elusive standard you're always going to be chasing, that's never going to be attainable, then yeah, it's going to be really hard to be okay with imperfect workouts. But if you're like kind of realizing your vision and in your mission statement of like, no, this is for me. This is for me to feel my best. I get to move my body. And it's not a should, it's a get to, then it's going to really, I think, make it a bit easier to do the imperfect workouts. And once you are doing them, you're going to be more consistent. You're going to start seeing more results. Take a little second to catch my breath here. Sorry about that. knock you guys over. Okay, I think it's back on. Okay, so what are some more examples of imperfect workouts? Let me go over those really quickly. What I explained today and what you can see on my Facebook page and on the Instagram account is just a really quick little workout I did in the park with some pull-ups, some decline push-ups, so that's where my feet are elevated, so they were a lot more challenging, so I couldn't do as many of them and I did those on purpose because I knew I wouldn't probably get in a lot of reps, I wouldn't get in a lot of volume, just because I knew Oli would be interrupting me or we wouldn't have that much time, so I just pushed for the hardest, challenging version I could for myself that I could do safely and with good form. So I did pull-ups with a little bit of a boost, a little assist. I'm not doing full pull-ups and chin-ups yet. Decline push-ups and Bulgarian split squats. And those I did just regular ones, and then I did finish with pulsing ones. And the reason I do that is because I don't have any weights with me to increase the resistance. The pulsing and any kind of isometric holds can really help kind of mimic what the weights would do in terms of triggering a hormonal response in our muscles. So I just did like 10 to 20 reps on those and took a little break to run around with him and then jumped back in, did a few more, and then jumped around. You know, it's just like throwing it in. Playground workouts are awesome. But again, you kind of just do what you can. I would encourage you to do the most challenging version. Another example of a perfectly imperfect workout would be, I love this one, is to do 5-minute quickies right before you go in the shower. And it's not a dirty one. I mean, you can do a dirty quickie, but like 5 minutes before the shower, you can be naked for all I care, whatever. But before you jump in the shower, before you get clean, might as well get a little bit dirty, right? Really make that shower worth it. And do, again, lunges, push-ups, squats, planks. You don't probably want to do any jumping movements if you're naked. But anything that you don't mind getting a little bit. If you have a carpet, you can do some bicycle crunches or setups, whatever you want to do. But keep the movements really basic. Do, again, 10 reps of each. Just cycle them through for 5 minutes and then jump in the shower. And then that way you are doing something rather than nothing. Especially for new moms, I find that one is a nice go-to because you have so little time, like disposable time on your hands. That's at your discretionary time on your hands. So when we go shower, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go take a shower. Somebody's taking care of the baby. You can squeeze in like 5 more minutes of them helping you out and do a quick workout and then to get your shower in. Another one that I did the other day when I got back from LA, it was a really long travel day. I walked a lot in the airports, and then, but then we drove a lot. And my hips were sore. I hadn't gotten a workout in, so I just did 10 minutes of yoga before bed. And that's another go-to for me of a perfectly imperfect workout. Another thing would be, like a lot of people try and get up early in the morning and do a full workout, and that can be challenging, especially if we hit snooze too many times, and it's tempting to just say like, screw it, I'm not going to do anything, or I'll try and get it in later, and we all know that usually won't happen. So just committing to like a 12-15 minute HIIT, which is a high intensity interval training type circuit, and really do kind of full on, push yourself as hard as you can, rest quickly as little as you can, but to keep good form, and then really push the intensity for those just short amount of time. So that, again, is something better than nothing, keeps that momentum going, gets it in, makes you feel confident and powerful, and that you're like, yes, I did this. That sense of accomplishment is huge. It's huge for you, like, to feel really proud, and also to just feel like, I got this. I can keep going and doing this. And it builds you these small wins that really help snowball and creates those results over time. I think that's a big piece I haven't really mentioned until right now. It's just that like accomplishment piece of these perfectly imperfect workouts give you that sense of accomplishment that I am doing something, I got this, I can keep doing this, and I can expand on it and grow and add even more time when I'm able to. Another one would be like a 20-minute workout, like a video that you put in. Maybe your kids are playing around you if you're a mom, and maybe it's distracted, maybe it's not, like you don't do every single rep that's on the video, but you still do what you can. And that's another one. And you're okay with the fact that you're not getting it perfect. Another one that I do sometimes is I have a running or jogging stroller, and I just, for the errands that we need to do, I put my running clothes and shoes on and I run to do those errands. I run to the grocery store, I run to go pick up the laundry or drop off shirts, whatever, at the laundromat. I run to drop my son off at school, run to meet a friend. I used to do that in Buenos Aires all the time before we had the bike. It was just running for the errands. So that's another idea if you have children especially and you need to take them out. If you have a jogging stroller, that's awesome. Or if you're a single free person, go for it. You have nothing holding you back. You have no excuses except to have some running shoes on. What else was I gonna do? Oh, and then just like a lot of times I've had this choice in my mind where, again, this is more for the moms out there, but like when we go to the gym, there's a kids club that has certain hours, and there's been so many times where we're like at that last 20 to 30 minutes before they close. Before they close at lunchtime or before they close at night, and I am the mom who's like, I'm out of here, I'm dropping this kid off, I'm gonna go do like literally like 12 minutes on the like a circuit, and I'm right back and pick them up right when they're closing. So you know, I was like, oh, I don't want to like push my luck, or I just have like 15-20 minutes. Hey, those are 15-20 minutes. If you can like get it in there, go for it. That's awesome. Okay. So that's about it for me, but really like some key points I really want to hone in again are just like every little bit counts. You really want to just see the value, right? So that's it. See the value in what you can do versus, and really see the opportunity there that opens up more possibilities versus seeing what you can't do. So again, it's a basic concept of like glass half full or half empty, but I think of like seeing the value. So every little bit counts. That mindset, it helps you kind of just be like, it really does count. It has value. It's not nothing. It doesn't always have to be all or nothing. And then really this concept of being okay with getting uncomfortable and knowing that it is going to feel uncomfortable at first. When we have this perfectionist mindset, it's going to feel uncomfortable to be okay with just a little bit, because there's so much in our culture that says that we have to be perfect and that says that we have to do so much. And when we can't achieve that, we feel a bit bad about ourselves. And so it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable and not natural to just be okay with 5 to 10 minute workouts. But hey, 5 to 10 minute workouts, I cannot even tell you how many times I have had clients or people come to me and be like, it has been revolutionary to just change my mindset and start doing just quickies, like quick workouts, versus feeling like I had to do the full workout, because there's so many times that I wasn't able to do the full workout and I just didn't do anything at all. Whereas with the quickies, like 5, 10, 15 minutes, I actually got it in and I started to build momentum. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard that, and just how impactful that has been for people. And then to just keep coming back to what your vision is. What is your ultimate goal? If your ultimate goal is to have a perfect workout and follow a plan perfectly, like for training for a race or whatever, then yeah, that's gonna be your goal. But if your bigger vision is, again, to just show up and be your best and to feel your best in your body and take advantage of those opportunities to move and feel better, then it's gonna make it shift in your mind and you're gonna actually seek those opportunities out. And the last thing is just to, again, keep coming back to gratitude and that positive spin on things, and being grateful for that time that you get and seeing it as like an opportunity and like, I can do this, I get to do this, versus feeling like it's a negative and being resentful of the fact that you don't have more time. So we have a choice. So we can choose to be grateful for the time we have, or we can be really down in the dumps and resentful about what we don't have available to us. All right. Thank you guys for joining in. One last time, I want to tell you guys, I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to join us for the Commit to Fit Exercise Consistency Challenge. This is all these concepts we're going to be going over, breaking down in more detail over the next 3 weeks. It starts on Monday, May 8th. It's completely free. We've got over 100 people already signed up. There's people starting to hop into the closed Facebook group. And I'm excited to see all the names coming in and people from all over the world. It's really fun to see people coming in just from, I don't know, like most of these people. There's some that are friends and there's some that are friends of friends, but then there's a lot of people coming from like Australia, from Europe, from the UK. It's really exciting, from Canada, and of course Argentina. So please join us. I would love to have you come on board, and then of course if you can, bring a friend, because it's more fun with friends anyway to do these challenges. So check all the details out. I'm going to put a link in as soon as I finish in the comments to get more info about that. And of course, at any time, shoot me any questions. I don't see any questions on here, I don't think. I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning to ask me questions. But if you always have questions, you can always put it in the comments. I hope you know that by now. All right, so much love for all of you. Thank you for listening in, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.